If you're looking for a message to brighten up your day, you're in the right place. So, whether you're feeling a bit down or just in need of something to cheer you up a little bit, or you're already feeling pretty good and you're just looking for something to keep that going, that is what you'll find in today's Timeless Pick a Card reading. So, if you have not been here before, my name is Juliana. Welcome to Sunflower Philosophy Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here. And as usual, I'm going to get into a little centering exercise before I talk about the group selection for today. So if you haven't been here before, we're just going to drop into a little group meditation kind of thing for a few minutes to get centered, so that you're feeling in your body and you're ready to receive messages that are meant for you or not meant for you, just tapped into your intuition. And then after that, I'll talk about the cards that we have out here for you to choose from. And then you can go on to your group. So, as always, if you want to skip this, the timestamps are in the description. And if you are driving or doing anything where you need to pay attention, maybe also skip this part for now. So for anyone who is joining me for the brief centering exercise, let's drop in. So you can feel free to get yourself comfortable, get yourself settled. If you're sitting down, get into a comfortable seat. If you're lying down, you can grab a blanket or just make sure you're in a comfy position. Whatever you feel called to do at this time. And when you're ready, if you would like to, you may close your eyes. And together we're going to set the intention to center ourselves and come back to each of our own energies. So you're going to set the intention to come back to your own energy because we are here. Well, I'm assuming most people who are watching are here for themselves right now. You're here for yourself. You're here to hear what you need most, not what someone else does. So bring your energy back to yourself. And just notice your breathing. And as you notice your breathing, you may imagine that every time you inhale, you're inhaling something that you need, something that you want more of in your life, something that you want more of in this moment right now. Just imagine you're inhaling that energy. And then when you exhale, you can imagine that you're just exhaling anything that's ready to go, anything that you're ready to just release. That will help you feel a bit lighter and a bit more like yourself in this moment. And no matter how you arrived at this reading and what you're feeling in this moment, you're welcome here. And I set the intention that you will find something that is meant for you. And I also intend that if now's not the time, if you find that a certain group isn't for you or a certain message isn't for you, that you're simply able to accept this, be aware of it, and allow anything that's not meant for you to just pass you by and receive anything that is easily and naturally. You'll just know. When you hear it, you'll feel it. You'll just know. And to close out this quiet moment, you may call to mind, maybe call into your heart space, into your body somewhere, something or someone or some feeling that makes you feel lighter. And if you are unable to call something to mind consciously, just know that your body, your subconscious mind knows what is what you truly associate with feeling light and happy and fun. And so even if you can't call it to mind in this moment, your body and your subconscious mind is bringing it into your subconscious awareness now, and will help bring this through in the rest of the reading for you. And if you don't know what that means, you don't need to know what that means. You can just trust that you're going to be feeling lighter soon, and if you haven't thought of it now, later in the day, later in the week, something will come to you that will be a precious memory, or someone or some time in your life where you felt really good, where you felt really connected, where you felt really bright and happy. And when that does arise, you will notice it, you will enjoy it, and you will be able to tap into that feeling whenever you want. So that's the intention I set for you. So that can be a tool that you call to mind whenever you need a little pick-me-up. And with all that said, if you would like to pause the video and continue in meditation for a bit longer, feel free to do so. But if you're ready, feel free to join me over in the group selection. Okay, so welcome. If you joined me for the brief centering exercise, thank you. I hope you enjoyed that. If you didn't, I'm also happy you're here, no matter either way. And welcome to this reading, which, as I said, is going to be a little message to brighten your day, no matter where you're at, whether you're feeling good, whether you're feeling down, doesn't matter. And we're going to do it's going to be a real pick a card today, because I have these cards that you can actually choose from. And as you can see, we have 4 groups here. And yes, the tarot card that you're seeing will not only be a card you can use to pick, but it's also going to be a significant part of your message. We're just going to jump right into it when we get to your group today. So first things first, we have over here group 1 with the World card, covered by this sunflower sticker because YouTube. She's a little naked. And for group 2, we have the 7 of Pentacles. For group 3, we have the Temperance card. And for group 4, we have the 6 of Cups. So, whichever card you feel most drawn to, whichever card you feel has a message for you, feel free to select it. As always, you can go down to the timestamps, choose your group based on the numbers there. Just choose your group based on whatever inexplicable intuition you're receiving about which one is for you. Whatever you want to do. Just trust yourself, and also know that if something doesn't resonate, you can always switch your group. You can listen to all the groups. It doesn't matter. We're here for one purpose and one purpose only, and that's to brighten your day. So if something's not brightening your day, just switch to another one. Or, only take that which resonates and leave the rest. So with that, I look forward to seeing you over in your reading. Hi, group 1. If you selected the World card, then you're in the right place, and this is your reading with a special little message to help brighten your day. So I realized in the intro, I don't think I went over the structure of this reading. I am intending to start out with this card and the astrology dice, just to get a little idea of what this message is all about. And then I'm going to get some quote cards that I made. These quote cards that if you've been around on this channel before, you've probably seen them in my pick a card readings that I made myself. And we're just going to get some quotes for you. And that's going to be the reading. I intend them to be pretty quick, just quick pick-me-ups, but we'll see how they go. So without further ado, let's get into it. So I'm going to roll these dice, and we're just going to go from there. So for group 1, what message will brighten group 1's day today? Okay, we have Scorpio, the first house, and I believe this is the North Node. Ooh, okay. Interesting. And we have the World for your tarot card, as you know, because you chose it. And so, okay. Let's see. Well, first things first, my first impression with the World here, for a lot of you, a message that will brighten your day right off the bat is that some kind of cycle, something has come full circle for you. Some kind of cycle is ending or has ended. So if you've been feeling that, if you've been hoping for that, or if you've been wondering, like, am I really done with that cycle, or am I really done with that time of my life? Like, can I really just move on? This is a confirmation that yes, yes, you can. Yes, you are ready. Yes, you have closed things out that were potentially quite difficult. Of course, this being a pick-me-up, it's likely that you're happy that some kind of cycle has ended, and also that some kind of new cycle is on the horizon, is about to take effect, is about to start in your life. And I feel like I just got the message that for some of you, you thought that the ending of this cycle would be a lot harder than it actually is, or you thought it would take a lot longer for you to get here. So the fact that this is confirming that this is the end of the cycle for you it's simultaneously something that I feel like you do feel and understand, and not only have been hoping for, but also kind of just like, you're kind of like, yeah, like, I feel like I'm done with that. Like, I feel like that's over. And yet, I don't know, can I trust that? Because I just thought it was going to be so hard for me to let go of this, or I thought it was going to be so hard for me to step into this new version of me that I wanted to become, or I thought it was going to be really difficult to leave this old habit behind. Like, I thought it was going to be harder. I thought it was going to take more. And you might be waiting for the other shoe to drop in terms of like, okay, like, I feel like do I have another trial to go? Like, is there something else that I need to learn before I can just like be satisfied that this is over? No, you're done. You're done with this. Yes. And so that's a confirmation that you can take with you. I just heard you could take with you to the grave. I don't know if that saying is significant for some of you, like maybe it's from something, or something, one of the Fall Out Boy albums, Take This to Your Grave, I think is what it's called. Maybe that's significant. That just came up. I don't even really listen to that one that much, so like maybe Fall Out Boy is a thing for you, or that specific album, or there might be a lyric in there that also says that, so a song could be significant. But also what that means to me is that this cycle is gone for good. Like, in your lifetime, this is not something that you will have to repeat. In your lifetime, you are stepping into a new part of your life that is going to be completely different from the old part. And even if it's been sort of this might have been I'm getting the feeling like this has been a more gentle, gradual process than you might have expected, and you expected more trials and tribulations to get where you wanted to go. And it's like, no, it's more of like a gradual, like, something is phasing out of your life and a new version of you is phasing in. And while there might have been some turbulent aspects of the journey, it's like you're past that part. You're well past that part. We're done with that. Like, you got over the hardest part. You did that. We're done with that. For the rest of your life, you're not going to have to deal with anything like that in the same degree. And it's feeling very vague, whatever the cycle is that has ended for you, because I do believe that for whomever is watching, it's very different situation. So it's kind of like whatever has come to mind for you, whatever has been dogging you for a long time, whatever it is that you've been I feel like you'll know. I feel like you know what I'm talking about here. And if you don't, either this isn't your group, or it could be something that has been operating on a much more subconscious level that has actually, it's almost like you haven't been aware of it, sort of the healing that's been taking place, so you haven't been aware of like how much has been processed on a subconscious level, and things have just started to get easier for you, and you maybe don't even know exactly why. Like, you don't know exactly what ended or what got better. And it's this, if that's the case for you, this is saying you can trust that things have gotten easier because you've naturally cycled through a process of your life and you're done with that. I'm getting the feeling for some people this could have taken the form of like what you experienced as a spiritual awakening sort of thing, where it could have been a little bit like rocky to kind of go through so many perspective shifts at once, and maybe you had some difficulty through that process, and then like things started to get easier, and there's a part of you that might wonder if it's going to get harder again, but it's like, no, you're done with that. Okay. With the astrology dice, I want to first say, well, first of all, we've got Scorpio here, and the first house. So some of you could be like, literally, you could be Scorpio. You could have a lot of Scorpio in your chart. The world also represents the fixed signs, so Scorpio is one of those, and then also Leo, Taurus, and Libra? Does that make sense? No, Aquarius, right? Isn't Aquarius a fixed sign? Listen, you'll if you know astrology better, like, listen, if it's a confirmation that's meant for you, it's meant for you, so you can take it. But there's definitely something to do with your identity, whether you're actually a Scorpio in the first house or not. Which I think is that if it's in your first house, it's your rising sign. So you could be a Scorpio rising. Or is that your sun sign? No, because it doesn't have to be in your... No. I'm 99% sure if it's in your first house, it's your rising sign. We'll leave it there. But anyway, in any case, it has to do with your identity. Like your first house, the first house is the self. It's even like your body, your personality. It's also about new beginnings. And that's, okay, yeah. So you're stepping into a new version of yourself. You're stepping into a new chapter of your life. With Scorpio, I feel like that, yes, I mean, like, okay, Scorpio is associated with death and transformation. So yeah, you've been through the death card experience. You've been through the Scorpio, like, going into the underworld kind of vibe. Like, that's what I get with Scorpio. Scorpio runs very deep. And it can be a little bit dark and scary, and Scorpio can get a bad rap because of the things that are associated with Scorpio that people aren't necessarily comfortable with and don't necessarily understand. And you've dealt with a lot of that. It feels like you've dealt with a lot of that. And you've come up the other side. You've come out of the underworld. And you are ready to... It's like, okay, I'm getting like someone who's coming out of like a tunnel, out of like a cave, out of underground. And they've kind of planted themselves on the ground. Like they've got 2 feet on the ground now. They're like out of the cave. They're in the sunlight. And they're getting ready to actually like take off, lift off, fly. Because it's like you took that journey underground. You've also journeyed on the ground. I feel like you might have been this sort of in between phase where you got out of the underworld and then you were like walking along in the sunshine, like wondering if you're going to fall into another hole or wondering if there's like another tunnel for you to traverse. But it's like, no, actually your trajectory is up. So you're heading upward. And I'm getting that, especially with the North Node here, your North Node being your uncomfort zone, the future where you're evolving to. It's almost like you're evolving to, you're like growing wings and then you can fly and you're flying towards your North Node. And while, yes, it will involve more growth, and yes, the North Node does represent your discomfort zone, so the part of your journey that you haven't been comfortable with, I feel like that's in a positive way. Like, I feel like you have learned to deal with and learn how to process and almost become comfortable with discomfort in a sense. And in a way that will allow this next part of your journey to feel more fun, even if it is still challenging, to feel more exciting, because you're like, ooh, like I kind of like, I went through all this, like the deep darkness and unknown of like my subconscious, of like my emotional depth, like all of that. That's what I feel with the Scorpio energy. And now I'm coming up into the light and I'm getting ready to see what's out there in the unknown of the sky, in the unknown of the universe, right? In the unknown of space. Like you're about to fly, like soar above the world and see a new perspective. And while it's still going to be the unknown, it's still going to be strange and maybe at times uncomfortable, it's going to be different than what came before. And you're going to take the tools that you already learned from traversing the more difficult aspects of life with you, and from traversing the so to speak underworld of your life with you into the different kind of unknown that you're soaring towards. That's kind of cool. And yeah, and I think for a lot of you, maybe you've maybe been out of this underworld energy for a while now. Maybe you've been really slowly making your way into this new paradigm, this like new chapter of your life. You've been in like that in-between state. And so what's brightening your day is just knowing that, yeah, you're still on that trajectory. Yeah, you're still headed upwards. Yeah, you do have the capabilities to face whatever unknowns come next, and you are ready for the next level, whatever that means to you. because perhaps that's been on your mind a lot lately. And if not, it might have been weighing on your subconscious a little bit. Like, am I ready? Am I done with am I done with the underworld? Can I take off now? Can I fly? Is that right? And it's like, yeah, it is. So I'm going to shuffle up some quote cards now, and we'll get some quote cards to add to this message. So, okay, wow. Quote cards to brighten Group 1's day. Okay, wow. And then let's see if we can get one more from this pile. Quote card to brighten Group 1's day. Oh, okay, nice. Wow. These are fun. So, first of all, we've got these images here. So, this one we've got this person reaching for all these stars. And I feel like that's you. You're like, I think you're in the process of like reaching up towards the stars. Like it kind of goes along with the idea of like getting ready to fly, right? Getting ready to fly up towards the stars, up towards space, right? Metaphorically speaking, maybe literally, I don't know. And I think there might be a part of you, if you need any sort of reassurance or just like anything to help you feel a bit lighter, it's this reassurance that you will reach them. You will reach them. And actually, let me read the quote on the back of this. It says, "It hurts to want it all, so many things that can't coexist within the same life." And this is from People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. And so, yeah, you might, like, I feel like the sky's opened up for you. The world has opened up for you. And so you might have been going through a period of time where you were feeling like, oh my God, like, I feel like I could do anything. I feel like I could have all these things. And you're like, what do I pick? What path do I choose? I can't do all the things. And there might have been a part of you that was a little bit sad. Or like having trouble seeing the bright side of like having all these options or having the world open up to you because you're like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I want it all. I want to experience it all. And this feels like a reassurance that this is a good thing. It might not always feel like a good thing because sometimes you might just feel like like I want everything. How can I want to try it all. I want to live, like you're ready to step into a new chapter and you're like, like what is it going to include? Like there's so many different things I want to do. But this is a positive thing. This is a good thing. Because I feel like when you were going through your like underworld phase, you might have felt closed in. You might have felt like there weren't a lot of options available to you. I'm getting like someone who's in a tunnel and they have no choice but to either go backwards or forwards. And it's like, then you got out of the tunnel and you could go in any direction you want. And you can also go up to the stars. And then the sky is so vast. The world is so vast. The universe is so vast. It's like, where do I even go? I could go anywhere. And it can be a little bit overwhelming. So if that's something that you felt overwhelmed about, just know that that feeling of overwhelm is natural. It's not a bad sign. It's not meant to doom you, but it's a natural part of the process of like reorienting yourself to the new, broader perspective, broader consciousness that you're in. And so you might have, that might be part of the discomfort that you are feeling with the unknown of your future, the unknown of where you're headed, but it's ultimately a really cool, really good thing. And then we have this second card here with this girl who's holding a butterfly. And again, like that flying, like you're growing wings. I was thinking of bird wings initially, but maybe you're growing some butterfly wings. This like getting ready to take off. And I feel like there's like a glow that's emanating from this butterfly. So it's like very magical. I feel like your world has become a lot more magical in one way or another. And it will continue to blossom, to grow, to glow, to become more magical from here as well. And the quote on the back says, "Life is cruel, magic is real, and I'm not ready to die," from Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo, which is it can be a quite dramatic quote. But if you've read Hellbent or Ninth House, the book that came before it, then you're down with some pretty dramatic and intense stories. But you also might have, to varying degrees, because everyone here is different, and how you think about your own life and your own story is different than the next person. But you might have dealt with some intensity and some feelings like life is cruel or difficult, or in whatever way that you experience that. But I do feel like this is a reclamation of that idea that life is also magical, right? That opening back up of your world. I'm not ready to die. I mean, that could be for some of you a very like literal experience that you had. We could be like, for some of you that might be like a really something that you had to claim, had to own. But I also feel like on any level, whether it's more literal or figurative, it's like I'm ready to live, right? That's like the inverse of that phrase. I'm ready to live. Being ready to live means being open to a lot more possibilities than you might have once been open to, and being excited about that. Once again, reminding you that if it feels overwhelming for a little while, that's normal, but it's exciting, and don't worry, like you can't choose wrong. You are well equipped to head into the unknown of your future and to embrace whatever comes your way and to follow what feels magical to you. That will be your guiding sort of like sense, if you will. And speaking of, we also have this card here with these two hands, like cosmic hands reaching out towards one another. So, and with any of these images, with any of these quotes, with any of these cards, if there's something that's triggered in your own intuition, even if I don't say it, take that. But I'm definitely getting the feeling like for some of you, maybe there are others who are either waiting for you to enter their life, or you're waiting for them, or you're both like being drawn towards each other, or there are already people in your life who are on this path with you, who are having the same experience or similar experience to you. But you're definitely being helped. This also could even be like the universe, you and the universe like reaching out for each other. Again, like this cosmic, like it's like this is like once you're up there in the stars. Ooh, now I'm getting the song It Gets Dark by Ingrid. It Gets Dark by, what's her name? Sigrid, maybe? It might be Sigrid, but if I remember, I'll link it. Like, and the song goes, "It gets dark so I can see the stars," and it's kind of about having been like in the music video, she keeps getting too big for the room she's in, and then eventually she's out in space. And that's kind of like the vibe, is like, this is like, you've made it out in space and there are other people there. There's other things there waiting for you. There's so many connections to be made. You might already be making those connections. And this is a confirmation that, yeah, like the people who you're meeting, the people who you're connecting with, the things that feel right are right. Yeah. Like and there's also a lot more in store as well, which will come to you at the right time in the right way. Again, like there's this potential for feeling overwhelmed, but there's also this excitement of like, this is really cool. And this idea also that like, yes, all these options, all the world has opened up for you, but you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. And you also will get to do more than you think. Like you can fit more than you think into your existence on this earth. So like, if there's something that's really drawing you towards it and you're like, oh, but if I focus on this now, I might miss out on this or this or this. It's on the one hand, yes, you might, and maybe that's okay. Maybe that's a choice you have to make, but also you might be surprised at how these other opportunities come back around later on, including people as well. So keep an open mind, keep an open heart, and don't overthink it. Really just go with the flow, go with it. Because I feel like this energy is like, it's like automatically weaving through you. It's like bringing you towards where you need to go. You don't have to think too hard about it. And the quote on the back of this says, "A hunted man sometimes wearies of distrust and longs for friendship," from The Lord of the Rings by Tolkien. I don't remember the exact context of that quote, but to me, that means that you are ready to relax into connection with other people. You're ready to relax into friendship, into deep relationships with people. And also, if there are people in your life where you might have had trust issues in the past, and you're not sure if you're fully ready to trust yourself into opening yourself up to like more deeper relationships with certain people, you can trust yourself, and it is time to start to open yourself up again, to trust yourself and to trust others and to trust your discernment, knowing who's for you, who's not for you, and trusting the universe to bring you where you need to be, and trusting that anyone that you encounter with has some kind of gift for you, and if they're not for you, then you'll just be on your way, they'll be on their way, no sweat. You can have a lot more of a relaxed attitude and energy towards relationships at this time. And perhaps for some of you, one of the cycles that you've closed out has been around relationships. And I just said one of the cycles, so for some of you, maybe it's like a lot of different cycles that are closing out at once is possible as well. But yeah, it could have been to do with relationships. It could have been to do with self-trust. It could have been to do with part of your journey through the underworld, so to speak, could have isolated you for a time. You're ready. You're out of that hole. You're ready to experience more connection with other people. There are going to be a lot more people on your path now who vibe with you, and you can trust that. So that is it for group number 1. Thank you so much for listening to this reading. If you are interested in personal readings, we do offer those on our website, sunflowerphilosophy.com, link in the description. And if you are interested in hypnosis or human design, which are other tools that we work with clients with, then you can also check out those services on our website. We also offer the option to mix and match and combine those services and work with us on, a level where we can form a plan that fits you. So you can check that out as well. And thanks again for watching. I hope this brightened your day. Have a wonderful life, and I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye. Hi, group 2. If you selected the 7 of Pentacles, then you're in the right place, and this is your reading with a message for you to brighten your day. Now, it doesn't matter, as I said, if you're feeling down or you're just feeling good and you just want to maintain that. I intended that everyone is welcome here. So I didn't explain the setup for this reading in the intro, but I am going to initially get some messages based on this card, and I'm going to roll these astrology dice as well, and just kind of get like a framework for the reading, and then I'll pull some quote cards for additional messages here as well. And if you haven't been around here before, these are just cards that I like intuitively kind of just made with a bunch of quotes. And so there's a picture on the front, quote on the back, and I use both for divination. So without further ado, let's get into it. Group 2, let's brighten your day. So I'm just going to roll these dice and we'll get into the messages. Brightening Group Tuesday. How are we brightening Group Tuesday today? We have the Sun, the 11th house, and Libra. Okay. The Sun, the 11th house, and Libra. Maybe for some of you, you have your Sun sign in Libra, so you could be a Libra. We also have, I believe Aquarius is associated with the 11th house. That could be a significant sign. And Leo is associated with the Sun, but none of those have to resonate. We also have the 7 of Pentacles here, so Earth signs as well. But getting into your message, based on the sun popping out, first of all, I felt like the sun coming out from behind some clouds. That's what I felt like. And with Libra and the 11th house here, it has to do with relationships and friendships, maybe even community in your life. I feel like you're starting to see the maybe accumulation, or like the word coagulation is coming to me. I'm not sure how that fits in with this message, but of some of your hard work in terms of maybe you've been building a community or building a friend group, or hoping to build some kind of community or join some kind of community, maybe even gain some kind of notoriety. It could even be online on social media, building a following. I feel like you're starting to see the fruits of your labor, or you will be very soon. And so if you're someone who's been waiting to make more connections with people, to even network more, or to just get like a bigger following online, to maybe even start making some money in a setting like where you create a community and you and that's part of your job, part of your work, part of your income. that is starting to happen. You're starting to see signs of that. And if you are not at this time, that is coming in soon. Like I said, with the sun, I was feeling like almost like the sun coming out from behind the clouds, like you starting to see the things that you've been building come to fruition. And also, you're gaining confidence in the area of being seen and of being recognized. And you've been working on that, whether you have been conscious of it or not. Like, I feel like you've been taking steps towards being more confident to show yourself to people, to step into the limelight more, to be part of a community, to be part of a friendship group, to create your own community. All that takes confidence. And you're gaining that confidence now. You're stepping into a more confident version of you, and you're starting to see that pay off. And you could have been taking like one step at a time, like, okay, like I'll make like one post here, because maybe you were like really shy about like posting on social media for some, in some cases. Like maybe if that's what you're building, you were like, okay, like I want to start posting, I want to start putting myself out there, but I feel really uncomfortable being seen. But like I'll just put one post out, that doesn't feel too risky. And okay, like, all right, that worked, that was okay, like I'll put another post out there. And as you took step after step, as you allowed yourself to go slow, because with me, the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like that's like something growing slowly, and you're also still in the middle of the process. That's how I feel with the Seven of Pentacles. You were able to allow yourself to also grow slowly in the direction of what you wanted to achieve without putting too much pressure on yourself to just like throw yourself into the deep end, as it were. That's what I'm feeling. And for some of you, if you are having like a self-doubt day right now, this is to let you know that it's okay, but there's no need to doubt. You are doing amazing. You're doing fine. You're doing great. Things are happening. Things are growing. Things are working. So on those days when you feel that self-doubt, you can see it. You can recognize it. You can say, I'm just having this experience right now. And you don't have to let it snowball. You don't have to let it get to you. And you don't have to make it go away right away either, because it can't hurt you. It's just a thought. It's just a feeling that comes along sometimes. And sometimes it's just because maybe you need to take some time to yourself to ground. Maybe you need to get a little bit of exercise. Maybe you need to eat something. Maybe you need to do something to take care of yourself. And that's all that's causing this feeling of doubt, right? But I feel like if that's how you're feeling right now, just know that that is not the truth. It's just a feeling that you're experiencing. It's just some thoughts that you're experiencing. And you might just need a reminder of that, because you are doing great. You're really building whatever it is that you have been working on building. And you're really gaining that confidence. And so even when you have doubts from time to time, you're not going to stay stuck in them long, because you've been here before. You know how to get yourself out of them. You know that it's not the truth, and you're making a lot of progress. You are growing a lot in that area. And so you're going to be able to get back out there and restore your confidence much quicker than you used to in the past. That's what I'm feeling. And for those of you who are more focused on building like more one-to-one relationships, maybe you just want to put yourself out there and like and gain some friendships, and maybe go on some dates or something like that, or improve relationships that you already have or are already in. This is also letting you know that the self-work that you've done, the growth that you've been going through, is impacting those relationships in a positive way, and is opening up more opportunities for you to connect more with other people and connect more deeply with the people in your life already. It's showing that growth is starting to show, and it's working. And it's also being recognized, I feel, by people in your community or people around you, whether you know it or not. So take heart in that. Know that even if I think for some of you, like, it might be taking a while. This might be like watching grass grow. This might be like watching seeds that you planted grow. And it's like you see a little sprout and you're like, oh my God, there's a sprout. And you're so excited, right? But then it's like a little sprout for a while and you're like, okay, like it's cool, but like, is it growing? Is it growing? Is it growing? And it takes a little while for it to grow into the plant that then bears the fruit, right? And then, you have to pick the fruit and then you can prepare it and eat it and whatnot. But like, you might be at the point where you're not quite at harvest yet. And you're having to, at this time, continue to tend to what you've been working on faith. You won't need to rely on just faith for much longer. There will be evidence of that growth if you haven't seen it already. And if you have, don't discount it. Even the littlest things. This is the thing. It's like even the littlest things have big implications. So even just like you got like a couple more followers or something, like, and you're like, oh, well, you know, that's not that many. I want like 1 billion. I don't know. It's like, hey, that means something. That means something. Even just getting a couple more followers, it means something. Even just going out to a gathering in your community, and just being there. Maybe you don't talk to that many people. Maybe you're not the speaker there. Maybe you're not the center of attention. Maybe you don't even make any new connections, but you went and you were there and your presence was there. That means something, you know? That means something for you putting yourself out there, even if you're not putting yourself out there in a way that you know you eventually want to, if you're someone who wants to be involved in a community and create a community group and have your own influence in a group. But you being there, you showing up, still means something. You making one friend means something. You making 5 friends means something. You being willing to just like go on that date, it means something. Putting yourself out there in any little way that you might have hesitated at before, you might not have even done before, it means something. And so if you feel like growth is going a little bit slowly, or you're having a day where you're just doubting yourself, this is here to tell you that you don't need to worry about any of that. Every little bit of effort that you put in, every little step that you take, every little sign of growth that you see, it is just like, it's like, you know, when you are in stories, or like, I don't know if you know, it's like someone who's on a ship in the middle of the ocean and they can't wait to reach land. And then it's taking a while, but then finally they see some seagulls in the sky. They see a bird. They see like some, I don't know, plant life floating. And you're like, oh, okay, that came from a nearby island, so there must be land nearby. It's like you're starting to see those signs of land, and it's just coming in gradually, and eventually there's going to be a whole ass island right in front of your eyes. That's what I'm feeling. So you're still in the process of like, you might even see it on the horizon, you might see it in the distance. Don't worry, you're not as far away as you think. That's what I'm getting here. But no matter what, you just keep going. No matter what, you just keep going, because you'll get there eventually. So, and with the 11th house being here, like, whatever it is that you're creating, whatever you're building has huge potential. So you don't want it to like, you don't want it to like come up too fast. You don't want it to spread too fast before you're ready to hold all of the potential that is there, right? You want to build it up gradually, slowly, let it grow, tend to it, get yourself into a place where you're ready, right? For everything that you're creating, where you're ready to hold that. You're ready to create at that level. You're ready to engage with other people at that level. You're ready to, you have like a strategy in place where you know how you even want to engage at the level that you are, you know, creating a following or a business or a community center at. Like, take your time, allow things to take their time, and prepare yourself, prepare the ground, continue building your knowledge base, building your foundations. And trust that you don't have to go any faster than you're already going. So let's just get some quote cards to find out how else we can cheer up or brighten Group Tuesday. Group Tuesday. Every time I was saying that, like before when I was shuffling this card off camera, and I was like, Tuesday. So Tuesday might be an important day for you. Maybe it's an important day of the week. I'm pretty sure I was born on a Tuesday. So like maybe you were born on a Tuesday. Or maybe like next Tuesday from when you're watching this, if it's not on a Tuesday already, is an important day for you. Keep that in mind. Any more messages to brighten Group 2's day? Any more messages to brighten Group 2's day? We want a card from... Ooh. Okay. Got a lot of heart imagery here on this card and that card. On this first card, we have books here with a ribbon on top. I wonder if for some of you there might be this is a very specific message. So maybe for someone out there, there's a book that you've been gifted and maybe you haven't read it yet. It might be time to read it. There might be some messages in there for you, or it might just be time for you if reading is an escape or a break for you to do that. It might also, if you're someone who's like watching your growth too closely, diverting your attention with something else that will be interesting and fun to you, like reading a new book or like engaging with something that you're passionate about that has nothing to do with work, for example, or nothing to do with the goals that you have in terms of like, relationships or community. That might be something that's useful at this time, so you don't keep dwelling on or fixating on your progress or fixating on little details and things that you think, overthinking things basically. Or there might be like some gifts in some books that you have wanted to read, maybe even pertaining to your goals, that have some information that will be useful for you as well. But let's see what it says on the back. So it says, it's a good idea to have your own books with you in a strange place. This is from Inkheart by Cornelia Funke? Funk? I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce her name, but Inkheart is a story all about people who can read characters and things out of books and also read people and characters and things into books, like they're alternate universes, basically. Like there are other universes that you can go into. This escapism, honestly, like to a literal degree. It's like also if you engage with anime or manga at all, the isekai genre, the regular dude gets transported into an alternate world where he's like the coolest and he's got all the powers and he's got like all the girls interested in him and whatnot, like that kind of thing. That's not exactly how it goes in Inkheart. Inkheart is less idealistic than that, I would say, and not that all isekai stories go that way. I just know that that's kind of a trope. But like, yeah, there's something about escapism here. Maybe for some of you, rereading some books that you read as a child or when you were younger, or at a past time when maybe when you were just starting out on whatever journey you're on, if there's something that you've been creating here or building here, or something that inspired your journey to begin with, going back to those original stories, or original like books, maybe even self-help books or books like educational books, getting back to basics might be helpful for you. Might bring some things back to you, some tools back to you that you have been forgetting about, neglecting, that might just be helpful at your present stage, and also might be a good reminder of where you started versus how far you've come now. Even if you're like reading fiction books or going back to old stories that you used to engage with, whether it's books or movies or anything, video games, I don't know, if you're retracing those old steps as an older person, as someone who's learned more, it's fun sometimes to see how things resonate or don't resonate with you now, as who you are now, where certain things that you liked about the story in the past might not be the things that stand out to you this time. There might be different things that stand out to you. You might get a different message from the story. That for some of you, it might honestly like help lift your mood. For some of you, it's just like a nostalgia thing. Like maybe you just need a little pick me up in the form of like an old story that you really enjoyed. But for some of you, it also might be heartening in that you see how much you've grown as a person, and it might be interesting to explore how different a story feels to you now that you have grown a certain amount, now that you've gotten to a different place in life. And for some of you, I feel like that is in and of itself, that experience in and of itself is enough to help brighten your day, in the sense that you feel like, oh, I am making progress. I have changed a lot over my lifetime and things are continuing to change and grow. And it's kind of like getting you acquainted with the idea of slow growth actually having like making a huge difference over time. And you just might not notice it in the moment because you're experiencing it in the moment. But then if you look back, you're like, wow, like that, things changed so fast for me in not even that long an amount of time. And that might be encouraging for you. And for others as well, just like sometimes a good story has things that we don't even know that we need within them. And so like there might just be stories that are waiting for you to engage with them that like will unlock something for you. And I can't get more specific than that because I can't tell you how it will unlock something for you because it's something that you have to experience for yourself. So take that as it resonates, but let's move on to this card here with this heart. And the message on the back says, you can't say this is just a stage when it's important to people what they're feeling. Maybe he'll outgrow it someday, but right now it's important. And this is from S.E. Hinton's That Was Then, This Is Now, which is interesting because I think this is also from an S.E. Hinton book. Yeah, so, right, yeah, so whatever phase that you're in right now, whatever you're feeling right now, is important. It's where you're at right now. And this is also highlighting the idea of like growth, of change, of how even if something is just a stage, like what does that even mean? It's the stage that you're at now. Everything is a stage. Everything, you're always growing, you're always changing. Whether you notice it or not. And for some of you, maybe you're the type who, especially if you know, group 1 had a lot of fixed energy coming through. This one doesn't, unless Libra is fixed. Which one is? I thought Aquarius was a fixed air sign. Anyway, regardless, doesn't matter. You might be someone who maybe you haven't, maybe you feel like, oh, I'm not that, I haven't changed that much over my lifetime, like I'm always the same. I don't think that you are. But I feel like you might view yourself in that way because you kind of adapt naturally. Maybe you grow slowly, maybe you change slowly, and you adapt naturally to who you've grown into, to the point where you don't notice how you've changed and grown so much. But you have. And so I feel like, again, like realizing that all the stages in your life, they've all bled into one another. They've all flowed into one another. They've all had meaning for you. And so does the one that you're in right now. And who you are right now, who you are growing into, like those have everything to do with each other. And so I feel like, again, like there's this idea that you need to recognize that where you are right now is an important stage on your journey, and it will change. It will change as well. Things will move, things will grow, because you're always growing, you're always changing, you've never stopped. Yeah, so you might just need that encouragement that yes, things are growing, yes, things are changing. And it's okay and natural if you don't always see it or perceive that in the moment. It will become evident to you sooner than later. And also, again, it might be beneficial to look back on past times in your life, to revisit things that you once liked, to connect with past versions of yourself, to see how much you've grown since then, and to realize and recognize that that is going to continue to happen for you. You are still moving forward. You are still making progress. We also have this last card here. This person has like a little cutout in their heart. And the quote says, "Nothing can wear you out like caring about people." And this is also from That Was Then, This Is Now, from S.E. Hinton. Yeah, so that book. Okay, Inkheart, and That Was Then, This Is Now. I mean, listen, most of these are books that I read when I was younger, but Inkheart I read when I was very young, and it inspired a lot of daydreaming throughout much of my life from that point on, about like going into stories and meeting all these characters that I love in these stories and everything. And then That Was Then, This Is Now was a book that I read for school that I honestly have not read since then because I remember it made me sad. But like for you, me revisiting Inkheart and revisiting That Was Then, This Is Now as an adult might be a really interesting experience because they're two books I haven't engaged with in many years, and I might have a different reaction to them. That Was Then, This Is Now might have more interest and intrigue to me as I consider things from a more philosophical and adult level. Whereas at the time as a kid, I think I was definitely able to tap into some of that, but it also just made me sad, and I was just more concerned with, I don't want to feel sad, so I'm not going to revisit this book. And I'm different as an adult now. I'm more willing to engage in that way, and I can separate my emotions. I can feel my emotions as well. I'm more comfortable with that. I would have a different experience reading it now than I did then. That was then, this is now. Anyway. So yeah, so for a lot of you, I feel like that is an experience that you might also benefit from. But also, nothing can wear you out like caring about people. For some of you, I'm feeling like there might be some burnout or just like a little bit of self-care that you need to attend to, especially as well if you are someone who has been working on like growing a community or focusing on like growing your relationships and friendships with other people. Maybe you've been spending a lot of time focused on other people and their energy and bringing other people in and how are other people feeling? And it might be just time to refocus on yourself for right now. Trust that the relationships you've been building, the communities that you've been building are growing, and you've planted your seeds and they're still out there, and people aren't just going to drop you if you need to take some time to yourself. If you're growing a social media platform, that's not just going to stop growing because you take a step back. Like you can let that ferment. Percolate, I don't know, those are the words that are coming to me, for a little while if you need to take a step back and just focus on your own self, and that won't stilt your growth, and in fact it will actually help you build and grow whatever you're building and growing in a more healthy way. So you might need to take some time to yourself right now. So if you are feeling a little burned out and disconnected, or if you are experiencing some self-doubt or just some pessimism over whether or not you're making progress in some area, it might also because you're feeling a bit burnt out, and maybe also for some of you, maybe you're taking on energies of people around you who are feeling that way, and it's not really your energy as well. So that could be, if there's a lot of people who are feeling burnt out around you, it's not that that's their fault and that you should be upset with them. It's more like noticing that, oh, hey, sometimes you can take on the energy of other people that matter to you and you're close to without even realizing it. And you don't have to hold that. That's not something that you have to hold on to for yourself. You can let that go. You can release that. You taking care of yourself and staying in your own energy can only help them more if they need it. But tend to yourself, that's the only thing that you really have control over. But yeah, you're doing great. TLDR, you're doing great, and you might just need a little bit of a perspective shift to see your progress. But even if you're having a day where you just can't see it, you're just not in that mindset, don't worry. It's still happening. It's still there, and you will get back to your confident self in due time. Take care of yourself and just trust that you're growing. You're growing. Things are happening. Things are working. And the signs that you're seeing of things starting to take off are real and are true. So just keep going. Okay, so I hope that brightened your day. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are interested in a personal reading, we do offer those on our website, sunflowerphilosophy.com. Link is in the description. And we also offer human design and hypnosis services if you're interested. We can also, we have an option where you can combine those services and we can work with you to make a program that works for you. So if you want to check any of that out, again, the description has a link to our website, sunflowerphilosophy.com. Thanks again for watching. I hope this brightened your day. Have a wonderful life, and I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye. Group 3, if you selected the Temperance card, then you're in the right place, and this is your reading with a message to brighten your day. Whether you're feeling down or you're feeling bright and cheery already, we're here to either lift you up or help you maintain that going forward. So, I didn't explain in the intro how this reading was going to be set up, but basically, based on this card and these astrology dice that I'm going to roll, we're going to get into a message based on that, and then we're going to shuffle up some quote cards from these cards that I've made myself, a whole bunch of them with just images and then quotes on the back for additional messages for you to brighten your day. So without further ado, let's roll some dice and get into it. So group 3, how are we brightening group 3's day today? Okay, we have Gemini, the North Node, and the 12th house. Okay. Gemini, the North Node, and the 12th house. Interesting. Well, first of all, if you know what your North Node is, if you know what's in your 12th house in your chart, if you have Gemini in your chart, if you know where that is, all those placements could be significant. With Temperance, I believe Sagittarius is significant. Okay. I'm going to start to get into actually some of the things I was picking up on before I even rolled that. So one of the things is that I am very hungry today, and I had to go get a snack right before your reading. I'm still eating it off to the side here, but I'm going to try not to do that while I'm recording. So I feel like for some of you, if you are having a little bit of an off moment right now, maybe you've been feeling down, you might need to eat a little bit more. You might you might need a snack. You might need a reminder that food is important. Or in general, if you are feeling like you've been having a lot of low days recently, maybe you need to take a look at your food intake and how that's supporting you or not supporting you at this time in whatever it is that your day-to-day life looks like, because that might help balance you out a little bit more if you've been feeling a little bit unbalanced, a little bit off kilter. For others of you, though, if you're, and maybe you're just having a bit of an off day, and like that little shift will just click you right back into place. But not everyone here is necessarily having an off day at this time. This is also making me feel like things are coming to light. Things are balancing out, and it may be happening on a more subconscious level for you. With the 12th house here, that can be, I feel like this has to do with the way that you are living your day-to-day life. So I almost feel if something is out of balance for you, it's impacting you so much because I feel like you've learned how to live a much more balanced life than maybe you once did in the past. I feel like the way that you live your day-to-day, you've been taking into account your health more, your emotions more, what you need to succeed, what you need to feel good, how you need to take care of yourself. Like your self-care game has been improving. And so if you are feeling a bit off, especially right now, or in general, whenever you feel a bit off, you are more likely to honestly know or to key in on what it is that's actually the problem, what it is that is causing you to feel a bit down. And even if you don't right away, you're getting better at figuring it out, or you will be getting better at figuring it out. I feel like with the 12th house, some of the stuff that's been hidden from you, some of the stuff that's been more subconscious, unconscious, some of the stuff that's been more like body related, where like maybe you have a feeling and you don't even know where it's coming from in your body, but it like you used to maybe form narratives in your mind around what that meant and think that there was something wrong that wasn't wrong, or like maybe you were just living out of balance in a lot of ways with what your body really needed, what your mind really needed to feel grounded, to feel well. And you've gotten a lot of that back into balance. Like I feel like you've figured that out for yourself. I feel like that's why things are going to continue getting easier for you from now on in the realms of self-care, in the realms of how you live your everyday life, and in how you connect with your unconscious mind. With your unconscious mind is really connected with the body, right? Because think about it. You don't think about how your heart beats or how you need to breathe, how you digest food. That just happens. That's part of your mind that functions without your conscious mind needing you to tell it what to do. That's your unconscious. So when you're obtaining messages from your unconscious, when you're obtaining messages from your subconscious mind, it's coming from a part of your experience that you're not conscious of because it's just happening without you realizing it. And so now that you're becoming more conscious of some of your unconscious experiences, it's easier for you to bring things back into balance, to know what's going on in your body, to regulate your body. And I feel like, first of all, this is like a pat on the back, because even if you're like, I'm not doing so hot about that today, it's like overall you've been doing a lot better at it. And that might be why you feel really shitty right now, because you got yourself more used to a certain level of like care and consideration that when you don't meet that level, it's more noticeable. But that's actually a good thing. That's something that is a good sign, and it's okay if you throw that away every once in a while. It's okay if you aren't like super strict and balanced about like your routines and how you're eating, and if you have like a little alcohol here and there, you have like a little bit of food that is not necessarily always going to agree with you here or there. Like, you don't need to be militant about these things, and you don't need to beat yourself up when you don't like get enough sleep, or you don't treat your body in the way that you have come to have become accustomed to. It's more like it's an experience that shows you the difference between those states of being and reminds you of how good it feels to take care of your body and why you do it. But it also is another part of human experience that it's totally okay to experience. Like, you can indulge from time to time. You can embrace the days when you just feel tired and like icky and all that, and that's okay. That's okay. And it's something that isn't like, maybe for you, like physical mental health might have been something that you are really identified with struggling with that in the past. And maybe it was something where if you had a bad day, it like was more like a bad week or a bad month. Maybe it was something where you felt you had a period of ill health when you were younger, and it felt like that was just going to be the way that you were for the rest of your life. And while there might be some things that you do still deal with, there might be some things that you have to account for in your day-to-day in order to feel well, in order to do the things that you want to do and engage with life in the way that you want to engage. It seems like you've gotten a lot of things under control for yourself. It feels like you have started to take care of yourself in a way that your body is really responding to. And this is a reminder that even when you have off days, it doesn't mean the same thing that it used to mean. I feel like for you, a bad day used to mean, oh my God, my life is going to just suck, and every day is going to be like this, and I don't know how to fix it, how to get out of it. And that might have been how you lived for a while. But now you are in a better place, and you are still going to have bad and good days just like anyone else does. But it doesn't have to mean that you are suddenly backsliding or that things are getting worse. And while it might be hard sometimes to not spiral in that direction, I feel like you are getting better at maintaining like a neutral attitude towards those moments where you can say, okay, just because I'm having this like difficult feeling right now, just because I'm having a bad day right now, or just because I didn't sleep enough, or just because I didn't do this, it doesn't mean that all of a sudden everything is going to go bad again. Because it's simply not how things are for you. It just might be something that you're used to. It might be something that sometimes triggers a bit of like a panic in you, which is fine, which happens, right? But I do feel like this is a reassurance that you are still on track. You've reached like a new level of balance with yourself, that no matter, even if you have days that feel imbalanced, even if you have days that feel imperfect, you're not going backwards. You're not going backwards. With Gemini here, I feel like it's almost like Gemini and the 12th house, it's like your communication between your unconscious mind and your conscious mind is like, I'm getting like that figure 8 kind of thing, or like these two cups pouring into one another. It's, I want to say seamless, but it's much better than it used to be. And I feel like that was something that might have been difficult for you in the past. And with the North Node, this is about your future. So it's like this is like, we also got North Node in group 1. So some of the messages that were in group 1 might resonate with you as well. But this feels like very much to do with how you live your day-to-day life and how you experience like your physical body. And I feel like the communication between your conscious and subconscious mind have gotten a lot better. They've gotten more in sync. You've gotten more in touch with your body, mind, spirit. Like all of those things are syncing up a lot more. And it's only going to continue to get better. Like, I feel like I'm getting like you have a bright future. The sun over here, like coming up over the mountains, it's like things are going to continue to get better in that direction. Some of this is similar to group 1 almost, in the way that it's reassuring like you of a future that's different than your past, and of things continuing to improve, and also reassuring you about, even if in this moment maybe you're not feeling so great, or even if in this moment you're not living up to the new lifestyle that you've set in place for yourself, or the expectations that you have of how you want to experience your life, you're getting better at also handling those moments and not letting them get the best of you. You're able to be like, you know what, I can feel how I feel right now, and that's okay. You're not as afraid that that's going to mean something about your future. You're not projecting as much of the present into the future as you might have once done. And if this is resonating with you, you'll know what that means, and I don't say that from a place of judgment or from a place of, it's fine. You just need to think positive and you'll feel better and it'll cure everything. I feel like you've been on a journey. For those of you who resonate with like maybe having had specific like health issues in the past or had a lot of difficulties in the past, I feel like you've been on a journey of learning how to like interact with your body and your mind in a way that is healthy. And it's taken time and patience, because there's a lot of patience here in this Temperance card. A lot of discipline as well, self-discipline. And I feel like also I just got your subconscious or unconscious mind is responding to the discipline that you have been displaying towards yourself and towards your life. And I feel like you've also started to find a good balance for yourself in terms of when to be disciplined and when to be undisciplined, right? So we're going back to, again, that message around not needing to be so militant with how you take care of yourself anymore, because the bad days are not going to be as bad as they used to be. And also sometimes those little setbacks, those little times when you feel a little bit worse again, it reminds you of how good it feels when you really, dig into your self-care and you take really good care of yourself. But also because having life experiences is fine. And sometimes a life experience that you want to have might deplete you in some ways, and you might need some time to recover from that. And that is okay. You are allowed to make those decisions for yourself and trust yourself. And with the North Node being here as well, I feel like there's a congrats to you for being more willing to step out of your comfort zone, and also getting to a place where you're almost more comfortable with your comfort zone. Again, similar to something that came through in group 1, but like this idea that that you're more comfortable with discomfort. You're more able to accept it, and also to not make it mean more than just like what it is in the present, which is an uncomfortable sensation or a feeling or something that you need to deal with in the moment that does not have to inform your entire worldview or your entire life. And for a lot of you, I feel like that is something that you have been working towards and that you want, that's how you want to live your life. And you're doing a good job at it. And I feel like some of this might be happening for you on a subconscious level. You might not even be fully aware of it with the 12th house here, but I feel like, things are really coming into balance with you. I'm really getting this, especially for your physical body. But also, again, if you're having like a kind of icky day, if you need to eat something, if you need to go for a walk or do some other thing to take care of yourself, maybe go do that, like right after this. So let's get some cool cards. Sorry, I just bumped the table and I hit my knee. Let's get some cool cards for you, group 3. So, messages to brighten group 3's day. Messages to brighten group 3's day. What messages do we have to brighten group 3's day? Okay. That's a lot. I'll shuffle up. I'm definitely taking this one, but I'm going to put these back because we can't have that many. Messages to brighten group 3's day. Let's get 1 or 2 more. Okay. And since I didn't shuffle up this pile either, I'll get 1 or 2 more from here. Messages to brighten up group 3's day. Maybe you might have an extra card, but that's okay. Messages to brighten up group 3's day. Messages to brighten. Yeah, we'll take those. Okay. So, let's see. Let's do it like this so you can see all of them. We have these images on each card. Okay, so first things first, we have the otters here. I almost said the happy otters. But they are happy. And so, first of all, otters could be an important animal for you. But we are game-playing, fun-having creatures. We are the otters of the universe, from Illusions by Richard Bach. Yeah, so this is reminding you, it's kind of speaking to the message I was saying earlier about, like, not having too much discipline, or not being hard on yourself when you don't have the discipline that you feel like you need to have in order to live a healthy life, because you're allowed to have fun. You're allowed to, like, life, it can be like a little bit of a game. You're allowed to do things where you're like, okay, like, yeah, this, I'm not going to feel so good after this, or this isn't like the best choice I could make, but I want to do it right now. I want to have fun. And you're allowed to also make the opposite. You're allowed to say, I would have more fun if I don't overdo this. I would have more fun if I got more sleep, and you are at liberty to make those decisions moment to moment and not shame yourself for them. Either way, you have reached a good place of balance with yourself, and you know what's best for you. And sometimes what's best for you is, what feels healthiest and most aligned with your body and your mind and how you want to feel. And sometimes what's best for you might just be to not think too hard about that and let go and have fun and trust that everything will be okay, and you'll get back on the horse and things will be fine. We also have this card here with, do you understand? For you, reality is not an external condition. For you, reality is a decision. From Call Down the Hawk by Maggie Stiefvater. This also, again, decisions, making decisions. You are at liberty to make your own decisions no matter what. And also, you might have gotten to a certain point where, like, some of the things, you might have had to have certain kinds of discipline to get yourself to a place of good health and balance. And you might have certain associations with, like, maybe certain foods or certain habits where it's like, this makes me feel good, this makes me feel bad. But you might have gotten to a place where, like, you're balanced enough and you're connected enough with yourself, with your subconscious, with your unconscious, with spirituality maybe, that maybe you kind of feel like it's less concrete than it used to be. Like, you can decide that I'm going to eat this thing and it's going to feel so good and it's going to be so healthy for me. And, like, maybe it's not a thing that you traditionally considered healthy or good for yourself. Like, maybe you can break some of the rules that you had because you don't need to lean on them anymore. And this resonates for you, you'll know. But it's like, making your own decisions about what reality is true for you. So, like, making your own decisions about, like, what's unhealthy and healthy for you, and, like, trusting that because it's based on your belief and not based on someone else's belief, right? I feel like that's an important message as well. Like, you're allowed to decide, like, what makes sense for you in your reality, like what choices are actually the best for you and what's not. And sometimes it might not be what conventional wisdom suggests. And then we have this card here with, expectation wasn't just about what people expected of you, it was about what you expected of yourself. Yeah, I feel like your expectations of reality, your expectations of life, and your expectations of yourself are changing and shifting now that you've reached this certain place in your life, like this certain level of balance. And could be a message in terms of, like, if you are prone to being hard on yourself when you don't meet certain expectations, this is a reminder that you can let those expectations go. Like, you can just be like, you know what? Maybe this doesn't matter so much. Maybe, what if I just didn't worry about this? What if I just let myself off the hook? You're fully allowed to do that. So pay attention to where certain expectations that get you down about yourself when you don't meet them might not actually be necessary. And see if you're ready to let those go. And notice if, say, you're feeling down today, that's what's getting you down, is because you're like, I didn't do the thing that I was going to do, or I didn't, take care of myself in the way that I didn't do, like, my morning run. And I always do my morning run, and now I didn't do it, and now I feel bad, and that's so bad, shame on me. It's like, or you can be like, maybe today's a good break day. Maybe I just needed that. Maybe that's what my body needed. Maybe it's better this way. Maybe there's something else I want to do. Or maybe it's not too late to go for that run. Maybe it doesn't have to happen in the morning. Maybe everything is just fine. Maybe if you don't do anything, it's also just fine, right? Like, you can play with that. You can break some of your old beliefs and rebuild new ones if you want to. And so I feel like this is also reassurance for those of you who've been kind of feeling inspired to do that. Just like experiment with like, well, actually, like maybe I want to change this habit. Maybe I want to try eating this food that like maybe used to not agree with me, but like maybe it does now, you know? And only take that if it resonates, only take that if that is your truth and that feels right for you. But yeah, again, like it doesn't matter what I'm saying, like trust that you know what's best for you and you can make the decisions that are best for you, and you can experiment, and you don't have to be so hard on yourself when you don't meet certain expectations, or when you have like a day where you're like, nah, I'm not living up to, I'm not taking care of who I want to be, myself, you know? It's okay. We have this card here with wouldn't it be lovely to be a blossom from Anne with an E? And that gives me just the feeling of like, yeah, a carefree blossom drifting through life. I feel like you're at the stage where you're ready to be a little bit more carefree, let yourself off the hook more, and allow yourself to just go with the flow and be surprised by where your body takes you and what actually feeds you and is good for you, and be surprised by like, you know, what do you actually need in every given moment, you know, not needing to follow or adhere to such a strict set of rules anymore, for those of you who identify with having to do that for a little while. Then we have this card here with support group. That's what I got. Maybe some of you need or are involved in or have a support group that is helpful for you. But we have the bond that links your true family is not one of blood, but of respect and joy in each other's life. Rarely do members of one family grow up under the same roof. From Illusions by Richard Bach. We have 2 Illusions quotes here. That might be a useful book for you. If you want to read Illusions, it has a lot of, it's kind of like, it's about spiritual wisdom. It's about spirituality. It's kind of about manifestation in a way. That might be an interesting read for you. And it also just has a message that there are lots of people around you who support you, who love you. Maybe also if you're a very spiritual person, and also with temperance here, like being there, that there's an angel on this deck. Maybe there's certain spiritual beings that you connect with, angels, spirit guides, who are also here for you. Including in the book Illusions, like Richard Bach, the character, because he's the author, but he's also the character that he's writing about, has like a spiritual companion who's like a sort of a teacher for him, but then he also teaches this character, and like it's kind of implied that they have like a a non-physical relationship that expands beyond this lifetime. And so there might be a lot of people that you have around you who are like soul family, you consider soulmates, who you feel a deep spiritual connection to, and they're here to support you. And so you can also lean on them and call on them for support, especially on days when you're feeling a bit down, or feeling like you're running on empty. Maybe you need to maybe some of them can also help you in terms of your self-care routine. Maybe there's an aspect of human connection that's important to helping you feel balanced, helping you take good care of yourself as well. And that is an acknowledgement of that. And also just like, I think a lot of them are just stopping by to say hi. Like, I think you've got like a lot of ancestors, maybe, angels, spirit guides, and or people in your physical world who are here for you, are here with you, support you on all levels of reality, and are just coming through to be like, hey, we're here to brighten your day. I'm just the messenger, but they're here to be like, hi, like, cheer up. I'm getting the song from Willy Wonka, the slow one that his mom sings. She's like, cheer up, Charlie. Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory, like the original, not the Timothée Chalamet one. I don't know if there's a song in that, or is that an origin story or whatever. The original one, the Gene Wilder one. There's the kid Charlie, his mom sings the song to get him to cheer up, and I feel like it's generally considered like one of the worst songs because it's just kind of boring and slow. But at the same time, I feel like if you're in the right mood for it, it could be really sweet. So maybe that song has some messages for you. Maybe that movie has some meaning for you as well. So take that as it resonates. But yeah, that's all we got for you, group 3. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope this brightened your day. If you are interested in personal readings, we do offer those on our website, sunflowerphilosophy.com, link in the description. And we also offer human design and hypnosis services if you're interested in those. We can also create a program. We have options to create like a program where we work with you in multiple different ways and multiple different mediums, combining tarot and hypnosis and human design. So that's also on there if you want to check it out on our website. And yeah, hope this brightened your day. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful life, and I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye. Hi, group 4. If you selected the 6 of Cups, then you're in the right place, and this is your reading all about brightening your day. We are getting a message to brighten your day today. So whether you're feeling down or you're feeling good and you just want to keep it going, there's something here for you. That's my intention. And I didn't explain how this reading was going to work in the intro, but I intend to go based on this card and also these astrology dice that we're going to roll in a moment to get the message started off. And then we're going to shuffle up these quote cards that I have over here, with just images on the front and quotes on the back, to get any additional messages before we close out. So let's just get right into it. Let's brighten your day, group 4. So how are we brightening group 4's day today? How are we brightening group 4's day today? Okay, we have Libra. Libra also came out in group 2, so maybe there are some messages there for you as well. We have Mercury, and we have the 5th house. Oh, okay. Okay. So Mercury is it's about communication. It's associated with Virgo and I think Gemini. So it's like very analytical, very smart. It can have to do with like information, memory. Sorry, I just got interrupted because I thought there was someone who was trying to come downstairs, but now I don't hear them anymore. Okay, so where were we? So yeah, Mercury, communication, intellect, like it's a really intelligent sign. And we have the 5th house, which is like creativity. It can be like love, relationships, fun, romance, like having a good time. And Libra, which can be relationships, can be the balance between self and other, and also balance in general, equality, things like that. So that with the 6 of Cups, I definitely feel like there's a significant relationship being highlighted here. There's maybe, honestly, I feel like this might be a specific person who's coming through for you. I feel like this is a communication from like someone who is significant to you. Now, it could be romantic in the sense that like the 5th house is here. So romance could be a part of this, but it could also be, this could also be like your childhood self. This could be, I feel like regardless of who it is and the context of the relationship, it's like almost like your inner children are communicating or something like that. Like that's the vibe I'm getting. Like with this card also being related to past and being related to childhood, to children, and sometimes also to me it's like creativity and just like playfulness. When I first saw this card, when it first popped out, I was like, aw, like that's the feeling I got. So I feel like there's like a very playful but sincere and important communication that's coming through from someone who's really special to you. I feel like they want to say hi. I feel like they want to give you a gift or to give you something to brighten your day because they heard I was doing this reading and they were like, oh my gosh, I want to say hi. I want to tell this person, I want to tell my person, my special person, whoever, whatever relationship you have to them, that I'm there for them and that I want them to have a good day. Like that's honestly what I'm getting here. This person could be a very intelligent, quick-witted person. They could be someone from your past. Could be someone who is just like really smart, like knows a lot of things about a lot of stuff. Could be someone that you also communicate with very frequently. This could be someone who you also primarily communicate with via text or even through post, like I'm getting, like maybe a pen pal. If anyone does that anymore, that's really cool. Drop a comment because I'd love to know if anyone out there still does like snail mail pen pals, because I love that idea. this could be someone who lives far away from you as well. I just am feeling that with Mercury. I'm almost feeling like long distance communication. But whatever it is, this is someone who I think you view each other as equals. I feel like you view each other either in this lifetime, or if you're not necessarily like in the same age group or in the same like peer group in this lifetime, at least on a soul level, your souls view each other as equals. Maybe you have grown up together, quote unquote, as souls. Maybe you've had many past lives together as well. So whatever resonates with you, you'll know. Whoever's coming to mind, whoever came up first for you, you'll know. It's either them, or if the person who came up first for you was like an ick and no, then it's not that person, because this is a very, very nice energy, a very warm, loving energy. So, all right, we'll do it like this then. I'm gonna get some quote cards, and we'll treat them as messages from this person to you to brighten your day. So, what messages do you have for group 4 to brighten their day? That's a lot of messages. That's a lot of messages. We're not going to take them all because I have 2 piles here to shuffle. But we may get an extra 1 or 2 because I feel like this person might have a lot to say to you. Group 4's person who's coming through to brighten their day, what message do you have to brighten their day? Oh, wait. This one wants to come out. I'm going to take it. Yeah, I'm going to take that. And I'm going to see if there's one more. I'm going to see if there's anything else. Group 4th person, anything else that you want to say to brighten their day? I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak. Okay. Interesting. Okay. So, first things first, we have this card that says, practice liking what you feel. This face that I drew sort of creeps me out, and I sort of don't like how I drew it, but it is what it is, and I never fixed it or changed it, so it is what it is. Practice liking what you feel, though. Okay. I feel like from this person, one of the things that they are wanting to say to you is you don't have to always be happy to be likable and worthy to them, but also just maybe in general. They want to let you know that you are valid and a wonderful person, no matter if you're feeling good, bad, angry, happy, sad. Like if you're not maybe in the friendliest mood, or if you're the happiest, most excitable like puppy of a person, it doesn't matter. Anything and everything that you feel is welcome to them, and also they want you to welcome it as well. But also, let's read the quote. This says, practice liking that you're feeling what you're feeling. Practice that you like what you like to feel. I know that sounds silly, but most of us habitually practice not liking that we like what we like to feel. Why not try it the other way around? Okay, this is worded weirdly, and I don't know if it's because I transcribed the quote badly or if this is what it's just how it's worded. But basically, let me read that again in a way that feels like it makes more sense. Practice liking that you're feeling what you're feeling. Practice liking that you like what you feel. I know this sounds silly, but most of us habitually practice not liking that we like what we like to feel. Or that we like what... It's... Okay. I'm just going to say what it means. This is from Existential Kink by Carolyn Elliott. I swear it's a good book. I just feel like this quote is either worded weirdly and makes more sense in context, or I wrote it weirdly. But basically, it's about practicing liking what you feel unconditionally in every single moment. So even things that you might be expected to feel ashamed of feeling, practice liking that. Even in situations where even when you're having a feeling that to you means that you don't like something, it's the idea is that you're choosing to, as a spiritual creative being, experience the feeling that you're feeling, even if it's unpleasant, and you actually on a spiritual level like that feeling and enjoy that feeling. And so the idea of this book is practicing enjoying the things that you're not supposed to enjoy feeling. Like practice enjoying feeling anger, practice enjoying feeling sadness, practice enjoying experiencing grief, practice enjoying experiencing shame, like all those kinds of things. And something in this message from this person is like, yeah, it's like not shaming your feelings, embracing and opening up to all of you, all of the multidimensional aspects of you, and knowing that, like, I feel like this is someone who sees you on all those levels and accepts you on all those levels and wants you to accept yourself on all those levels as well. But also, I do feel like this is something that is a very private practice. This is something that you can, I mean, maybe you can share with other people if you feel called to, but it's really more about connecting with yourself. So there is something here that even though this person is coming through to brighten your day, they are saying something to you about your relationship with yourself. Like they want you to foster a deeper, more unconditionally loving relationship with yourself. That is the most important thing for you right now. And so if you are someone who came into this reading feeling like angry or frustrated or just like down, just not having a really good day, and this message resonates with you, then one way to move through this feeling that you're experiencing might be to practice liking it, and practice liking that you like feeling it. And only do that if it resonates, only do that if it really makes sense to you. But I also do feel like this book might have a lot of like existential kink, might have a lot of, especially if this idea kind of appeals to you, or if you're kind of like, ooh, like I kind of want to explore that more. Like, what does that really mean? That book might actually have some more messages for you. But it's really all about overcoming our like deeply ingrained patterns and our shame over our feelings and the things that we experience in our lives through like radical self-acceptance, and also kind of like a radical enjoyment of life. Just like radically letting yourself enjoy even things that like you're not supposed to enjoy, like, or that you feel ashamed of enjoying. Like you just like let that be an experience that you have within you, because that allows you to, it's like the idea that like if you're like this all-powerful spiritual being that can experience anything, and you're choosing to have this experience right now, and if you keep having the same experience, it's because you haven't fully let yourself enjoy it yet. So once you start to let yourself fully enjoy this experience, even if it's like a shitty experience, eventually that experience will go away because you'll get bored of it, because you finally let yourself enjoy it and admitted to yourself that you're enjoying it, and then you'll move on to something more interesting to you. And that something more interesting might just be exactly what you want. And she uses the example of like, you know, perpetually experiencing a lack of funds, poverty. Well, not like extreme. Well, she has a really interesting backstory. I feel like there might be, the book might have a lot more context for you that will help you understand the concepts more. But this is something that like, based on what I'm describing, like you'll know if it's something that's of interest to you. If you're like, what are you talking about? Like, no, like, then, you know, you don't have to take it. I know it's not for everyone. I know this way of thinking and this way of experiencing life isn't for everyone. But I do feel like for a lot of you here, that is a really useful framework with which you can experience yourself on a deeper level and get more accepting of yourself and who you are. And for those of you who aren't really interested in like diving that deep into existential kink and like the idea of like liking what you feel to that extent, this is simply a message from this person to work on accepting your feelings more, work on accepting who you are in any given moment, even if it's not someone that you're necessarily proud of, because they want you to love yourself unconditionally like they love you, which is so sweet. So this could be someone who you know in your 3D reality. It could also be someone who has passed on, or who's from a past life, or it could also be a higher self of someone as well in your life. But it could also be from their 3D self as well. I think it varies for everyone. We also have this card here with all these different colors and shapes, and this says, "This is the real secret of life, to be completely engaged with what you are doing in the here and now, and instead of calling it work, realize it's play." From Alan Watts. That's kind of similar to this one, yeah. Ultimately, the TLDR is like, be more playful about life, yeah. This is someone who wants to bring more play, more childishness, more fun into your life. And even if there's not a specific person who's coming up for you right now, I feel like that is the message here, is to be more playful with your life, to take more childlike joy in the ups and the downs of life, and to take yourself less seriously, honestly. Yeah. And so I do feel like for a lot of you, these messages are speaking to you from this place of like, it's like almost like, yeah, like you can let yourself enjoy life, even if you feel like you shouldn't enjoy it, even if you feel like, I should be mad about this, or this should be, I shouldn't enjoy being mad about this so much, or I shouldn't enjoy like, feeling this way so much. It's like, maybe that's fine. Maybe that's part of the play. Maybe that's part of the life maybe it's part of the experience that you wanted to play with, is also playing with all these different emotions and feelings that you have. And maybe you can approach them in a much more playful way. Yeah, it's fun. So yeah, like especially this might be helpful for someone who's just like feeling a little stuck in a rut right now, and who's like having a little bit of a bad day. It's like, can you be more playful with that bad day? Can you find a way to have a little bit more fun with it, even if it still sucks? You know what I mean? And maybe even find a way to enjoy it because it sucks. If that makes sense to you, then you'll get it, and you'll take this advice and you'll like that. We also have this card here with hope and a heart. So yeah, again, like for those of you who are not having such a great day, this is is here to give you hope that it will pass. And even if you're having a good day, I mean, take it, right? But this says, when you find somebody that you love, it feels like hope. And this is from Fleabag. And yeah, I feel like this is a message, if this is from a specific person for you guys, this is someone who finds a lot of hope in you, in your existence, and how they feel about you and how they love you. And it's also the idea that it doesn't even have to be about somebody. It can be about finding love in anything in your life, love in what you're doing in the moment, love for yourself, love for the emotion that you're experiencing, no matter what it is, love for the bird that you see outside, or the tea that you drink in the morning, or the leaf that you find that's just the most beautiful color. Love in everything feels like hope. And this message is definitely about love. It's definitely about expanding your definition of what love is, and expanding whatever it is that you're willing to love and bring love to in your life, which I think for some of you will actually just feel like permission, because it's something that's already in you, something that you already want to do, and you'll feel that on a deep level. And for others of you, it might take some time to figure out what that actually means and what that looks like for you. And then we have this card here. So angels could be important as well. Maybe this person that's coming through is like a spiritual being or an angel as well. We had a bit of that in group 3, so there could be some messages there for you too. And this person also, again, could be a passed on loved one, or someone that you see as an angel, someone who sees you as an angel, or just angels might be a significant sign. And we have, maybe happiness isn't what you believe, but who you believe. And this is also from Fleabag. So Fleabag might honestly be a good show for you. You might like that show, or if you haven't seen it before, you might enjoy it if you watch it. But yeah, I feel like this is also someone who's saying that they believe in you, and it makes them happy to believe in you. And also, this is a message to believe in yourself, and also let you know that you can choose to believe things that make you happy. That's not delusional. If something truly makes you happy to believe it, then believe it. And there might be certain people in your life that have a certain worldview that you respect, that makes you happy, that makes them happy. And you're free to explore that yourself. You're free to take that as your own worldview as well. You're free to believe them and believe in them. And also the other way around, they believe in you. And I think you also, I feel like you make this person very happy. I feel like they believe in you. And maybe maybe this is someone that you have maybe backed up in the past, like you've given your own like belief to, like you've told them that you believe in them, and through that, like they were able to believe in themselves because you believed in them. And so they were like, you know what, I trust this person, I believe them, I'm gonna believe them. And I feel like that's had a big impact on their life. And so I feel like this could also represent more than one person who you've impacted over your life. And I feel like this is, you know, all of them coming through to be like, you know, you, whatever you do, whatever impact you've had on my life, however you've interacted with me, or whatever I've seen of your work, if maybe this could even be people who have been impacted by some kind of work that you do, believing in your work, believing in you has made me happy, has helped me improve my life. And I feel like, I feel like maybe for some of you, this person or people who are coming through, maybe this is both people who have passed on wisdom to you and someone that you have passed wisdom on to as well. Maybe you've both been the person giving the cup and the person receiving the cup. And so I feel like regardless of if it's one person or many people coming through for you, which I feel like you might, I was getting in the beginning like one specific person. So whoever that was that came to mind for you, you can take that, but then also take on the idea that maybe there's many people who have been greatly impacted by you and who also want to be here to brighten your day. And take heart in that. And I hope that does brighten your day. I hope that you feel happy that that those energies came through. And also, again, like even if you're not sure about the idea of like any specific person coming through, it's just like the message that is here for you is one of playfulness, of creativity, of approaching life from a less serious lens and having fun with even those emotions and things that you have more trouble accepting, like tapping into the part of you, imagining the part of you, imagining that maybe there's a part of you that is enjoying it, that it has fun with the things that you might find a little bit more frustrating, or the things that you might even feel a little bit sad about from time to time. Like tap into the part of you that is like having fun here, like splashing around in the pool of life and like just enjoying what it has to bring you. Yeah. So this is a message of playfulness and a permission also to just play, to not take life so seriously today. Just have a good time and let things be as they are. And it doesn't matter if the world is on fire around you, you can still have fun. You know, you can still play. Playfulness is mandatory. It's not only permission. It's like, yes, play is necessary. It's a necessary part of this experience and you are allowed to do it. Yeah. So that is all we have for group 4. So thank you so much for joining me for this reading. I hope this brightened your day. If you're interested in a personal reading, we do offer those on our website, sunflowerphilosophy.com. The link in the description. The link is in the description. And if you're interested in hypnosis or human design, we also offer those services. And we also offer the option to create like a package or program where we work with you with multiple different ways. So you can take a look at that on our website and like, comment, subscribe as well. I'd love to hear your feedback. I don't think I said that in any of the other groups today, but hopefully they'll engage anyway, because I would love to hear how this resonated. And I hope this brightened your day. Thanks again for watching. Have a wonderful life, and I will see you in another reading again sometime very soon. Bye.